Thank you. Just allow me to do the math so that I become audible. Yeah, my name's James Omondi Were. I'm the Secretary General of Wazalendo Hockey Club. That is membership of the Executive Committee of the Wazalendo Hockey Club.
Thank you so much. Tell us about the mission and the vision for the club.
Wazalendo Hockey Club was basically formed as a self-sponsored club. Basically, it was a break from, as you've heard from other interviews, from Kenya breweries. So when the club was formed, we had lost sponsorship from one of the corporate firms in Kenya, that is the Kenya breweries back then. So it was formed by founder members, and the mission of the club is to provide an environment to enable the members to interact and engage with each other in a view of when you become members to achieve, that is the Wazalendo goals and its vision. The vision of the club is to become one of the best hockey club in Africa and also beyond. To do that, we have goals that we are looking at to enable us achieve this mission. One I've said is to provide the environment for personal development of these members, so that they can be able to participate in this sport, hockey, in Kenya. Also, social and professional environment, that's also what we are providing to our members. With that, we become Wazalendo. Another also is to be able for members to become their own financial sustainability. You'll see in the structure of Wazalendo, we are a self-sponsored club. For a member, when he joins the club, he will get to learn how organizations are run. So we also are aiming towards that goal, and also to provide social entertainment, because the hockey sport is also a social entertainment sport, and those are the goals that we are looking at to be able to achieve the missions and the visions of the club. And eventually, with all that, with the motto of the club, that is more than a game, we are able to achieve all this.
Thank you so much. What motivates you to do this job?
Actually, I joined Wazalendo at its inception, that is in 1995, and the founders actually motivated me to also become somebody who will move Wazalendo forward. Basically, right now I'm the Secretary General. What has motivated me basically is working with such a structure of a club that has such a mission and a vision, helping people to grow into the sport. I've loved the sport, so with also loving the sport as what has made me continue becoming an official of the club up to right now from its inception.
Okay, thank you so much. Tell us about the Wazalendo calendar, and what are the plans on the resumptions of activities?
Basically, when COVID came about, we were into the league. We have 4 teams in the league. That is, we have the main team which plays in the Premier League. We have the one in the Super League, then one in the National League, and we were to form a Masters team from our older members to play in the Masters League. Going forward, when resumption of the hockey activities, we are planning to still continue with all the 4 teams, and also include a further women team into the league. And the Masters team, the way I've told you, will also be an inception, the same. To prepare ourselves to that is we will also just hold our usual annual tournaments That is was a seventh tournament. This time it's usually held in August. This time it was disrupted, but immediately the resumption of the sports hockey, we shall look into how we can fit this Waza Sevens, because it's one of the motivation of our members towards gaining and learning into the sports, and also interaction within the club.
Thank you so much. Just briefly tell us about the population of Wazalendo.
Currently, confirmed members of the club, we have 138 members. Out of these 138 members, we have also, on top of the 138 members who are above 18, the academy has about let's say 46 young members in different schools. At the moment we're also recruiting, because during these COVID times we happen to go and play in fields than the ones from highway, the one that we were training at, and we are recruiting more members at that particular time. So basically it will grow from there. And plus now, when we'll be recruiting also the women team into the club, we expect to be above 200 coming this season, after COVID has stopped.
Okay, thank you so much. So can you briefly talk about the young players development?
Yes, the young players development was formed in the club to assist a feeder session of the teams. You could find that most of the clubs were getting players from grown players from universities and colleges, and it was very difficult for us to be able to get grown-up players, and also to be able to play the system of hockey that would wish somebody who has joined Wazalendo to play. So we decided to form this youth development program, which will basically assist the club, and also the children or the young people who join through that particular program will assist them in various ways, socially, education-wise, and also build the club or system of play as young as possible, because the game needs to be developed, especially when you're young. So you find the young development program, people are joining from as little as the age of 6 years as they grow, and it is helping the club that we do not basically have to rely on developed players, but we develop our own to enable the club follow its system of play. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. How do you manage to coordinate these Wazalendo teams?
Yes, as I sit in the executive committee, I do not necessarily have to be the one that coordinates all these other teams. Each other team has its own leaders, captains, team managers, and also a representative into the committees that we have in the club. We have various committees in the club which pass information towards this team. We basically talk to these leaders to pass information to the teams. We all have one training session, and during the training sessions we have different coaches for each and every other team. You find senior coaches with their high levels of coaching levels, degrees, are coaching the senior teams, and those who are joining coaching levels are given different teams to handle in that aspect. So coordination is basically trickling down, because if you see the club in itself as a structure, we have the board who gives the executive committee who runs the club. They give them directions on how to go about running the club. The executive committee has different committees that help in coordinating the members, and with that, coordination is very easy because the structure is a flowing structure. So we do not have any challenges towards coordination.
Can you briefly tell us about the structure of the club?
I can talk about the structure of the club.
Yeah.
Wazalendo structure is made up of a very formidable structure which we borrowed from the time it was founded. As I just mentioned earlier, that the club was founded by nine members who came up to run the club. As time went by, some passed away, some had to retire from Nairobi, the base of Wazalendo. We had to change the format of doing the same, and also to adhere with the current Sports Act. We have a structure. Now the structure on top, we have the Wazalendo board, the executive board, that has it has 5 members. This executive board passes information to the executive committee. The executive also has 5 members. The executive committee in that has different committees. These committees run members. Members are also in categories. We have honorary members. Now the honorary members are made up of the former founder members, and there are some qualifications. We have a constitution showing you how you become a honorary member. Then we have a playing unit membership, where we have mini members that you find the academy there. You'll find those ones who are playing in the youth. You'll find those ones who are supporting the club. We call them senior members and the playing unit. Then we have the social members. Those ones who are basically they used to play the game. Those who used to play, officials of hockey, they form the social part of the club. And then lastly, we have life members. Life members are those people who have retired. They're not very active into the club, but they are still associated with the club. That's basically the structure of the club.
Okay, thank you so much. Any challenges you face in office?
It's a large group and it keeps on growing. The challenge we have is a good challenge in that everybody wants to be associated with Wazalendo. So basically, when we have a youth, the YDP, and we want to pick our members from there, and you find also we have to welcome other members who want to join the club. That is the first challenge that we have. Everybody wants to be associated with the club. It's a good challenge. All I'd like to encourage is that you can join the club. All you have to do is to come and enjoy the environment that we have. As I told you, we are self-supporting club. So the first challenge is, don't come expecting us to provide you with equipment or play, but we'll provide you with the environment to enable you become a Wazalendo player and good at the game. Yes. The other challenge I would say basically is financing the club. Most of our members are college-going students who basically we cannot ask them to fund the club. So the senior members of the club have to fund the club because we do not have a partner or a sponsor towards that. We have well-wishers who have been helping us, and we thank you for that. But we do not have a permanent sponsor that would come and move with us with the club. So that is also another challenge. Finance, the biggest challenge. The other challenge that we are facing as a club is a training ground. We are fully dependent on the pitches that are within the schools or within the estates for us to train. So like during this COVID time, we had to part away with our training ground because it's a school, and in the future we are also seeing there's a problem because with the restrictions that the government are placing, we will find it difficult to access the ground.